Hey Gemma, what does a horsey say? Nay, good job. What does a dog say? Ruh, ruh. What does a frog say? Ribbit, ribbit. What does a bunny say? What's it? Hey guys, it has been over a month since I have made a video for YouTube and I am so excited to be back. It's 2015 and literally my only New Year's resolution is that I get back on track with my channel and start filming every single week. I have some really fun and exciting videos planned and I thought I'd start the new year off with a bang by doing one of my most requested videos, my highlighting and contouring routine. So I just kind of wanted to show you my top favorite products. Top favorite isn't even a word, why do I keep saying that? Top products that I put on my face, both drugstore and high-end, as well as just my tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way of how to make your face look as flawless as possible. So if you want to see my version of highlighting and contouring, then just keep watching this video. Alright, first things first, if you want to have a flawless face, you've got to use a good primer. I'm using the Palladio Herbal Eyeshadow Primer and just pressing that to my face to make sure it fills in those pores and fine lines and that it dries a little bit and becomes tacky before I apply my foundation. For foundation, I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I apply it to the back of my hand, then pick it up with a damp beauty blender and roll that onto the outer edges of my face. I like to focus most of the product on the outer edges of my face because you're going to use concealer in the middle and you don't want to become cakey. You don't want to have cake face. So use most of the product on the outer edges and then with whatever you have left on the beauty blender, fill in the inner part of your face. And yes, I'm fully aware that that foundation does not match my skin tone. Guys, it is the middle of winter. I am a fair girl, and if I matched my exact skin tone, I would look like a ghost. Anyways, using the damp beauty blender will completely change your foundation. That is my biggest tip, is to make sure you have the right tools. This thing applies your foundation beautifully. Next, for cover up, my favorite concealer I've ever used in my life is the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Concealer. I just apply that with my finger and then go over it with that damp beauty blender to make sure everything is blended in. I have never used a concealer that is better than this. I highly recommend it because zits suck. Next, I'm using Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Spot Eraser, and I'm just applying that right underneath my eyes in an inward triangle motion. I have really big cheeks, so I like to make sure that my highlight is really angling my face inward and that there's no highlight on that outer part of my cheek. Depending on what your face shape is, will depend on how you do your concealer. Then I like to apply it also around the outer edges of my mouth, my chin, and then up through my middle of my forehead and my nose. And then using my middle fingertips, I like to blend everything out. I've tried using brushes, I've tried using beauty blenders, but my fingertips are by far my favorite way, especially when you have winged eyeliner on. It is the best thing to get right underneath that winged eyeliner and blend everything out. The way that you apply your concealer is going to vary by face shape. I need all the help I can get in making my face not look so wide, so my contour, or highlight I guess, is angled a little bit more in. Watch different videos, check out people's face shape, and kind of customize where you're putting your concealer depending on how highlighted you need your face to be and what areas of your face you want to bring attention to. I also really like to use the beauty blender around my mouth and my nose because I don't want it to be quite as bright as I have on my under eye. I love me a bright under eye highlight. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that. So I like it to be very thick, but then I use the beauty blender to kind of blur out the edges. Another one of my tips would be to do your eyes first. In any makeup look, you should always do your eyes first. I know I don't always do that when I'm doing my videos here, but that's literally only because I'm on camera. Most of the time, I like to do my eyes first because I don't want any fallout. I want that under eye area to be clean and crisp and have no eyeshadow on it. Because if by chance any does fall down and you try and wipe it off, it makes your under eye area look muddy, and I like mine to just be bright white. After you have everything blended, I highly suggest going over it with your damp beauty blender just to make sure it is all blended out seamlessly. You want to make sure that there's no harsh lines. Another area that gets neglected is that inner corner area that you see me doing right here. That is super important that you cover that up, ladies, because if not, you can totally tell that you have on a ton of foundation, and a lot of people forget to do right there. Then after all of that is blended out, you want to set everything. I'm using MAC Pro Shaping Powder in the color Emphasize. This is my holy grail facial powder. I am obsessed. It is gorgeous for us fair-skinned girls. It really makes your highlight area pop. And the motion that you kind of want to do when you're applying that is to go out, in, and then down. Making the inward motion your last motion really helps the powder to get into those fine lines so that you don't crease throughout the day. I'm using the Sigma Tapered Highlighter in F35 and just using whatever's left over on my brush to do my nose, mouth, and chin area because no one wants a powdery upper lip, but you also don't want a shiny one either. And I am so oily that I have to use a lot of powder to set everything or else I look like a grease monkey by the end of the day. And I really do like me a very highlighted middle of my face. So as you can see here, I'm adding a little bit more powder just to give me that pop of brightness. Too much? Maybe. Not so much in my opinion. Next, for contouring, I'm using my favorite bronzer, the Benefit Hoola bronzer with the NARS Ita brush. Now for contouring, I make the fish face. I start right there where you can see at the top of my ear and work at a downward angle towards my mouth. That is the key for whatever face shape you are. You want to start at the top of your ear and go down towards your mouth. How far down you want to go is completely up to you. Some people go all the way to their mouth. Some people go to the outer corner of their eye. I go to about the middle of my eye because that is what works best for my face shape. So I highly suggest just kind of mess around with it, see what works best for your cheeks. I have no cheekbone, so I really have to work hard to kind of create one there. There you can see that's the angle. Start at the top of your ear and work down towards your mouth. If you need to hold a brush up there or something to give you a line when you first start, go for it, girl. Like, it takes practice and experimenting to see what looks best. I love this Ita brush. There are lots of other brushes out there, but this one really is amazing because it gives you that sharp line. But if you take the brush and kind of turn it horizontal, like I will here in a minute, it helps you to blend everything out so there are no harsh lines. When you blend, you want to make sure you blend up. You don't want to bring that contour down too far towards your chin, or else it's going to make you look muddy and make your face look bigger. Whereas with this, we're trying to make our face look smaller. So think blend up and down towards your mouth, but not down towards your chin or your jawline. Next, I am going to contour my 5 head. I have a huge forehead, especially when I wear my hair back like this, so I definitely need to contour. And again, this brush makes it so easy. I just kind of go from the side of my temple to the other side and then just make sure everything's blended out so there's no harsh lines. Then once everything is blended out to my satisfaction, I take a small dome brush and go back into that Hoola bronzer and contour my nose. Going down the side of your nose, across the edge, and then back up. And then I flip the brush over. It's just a large fluff brush on the other side, and I blend everything out. You want to make sure that that contour goes into your eyebrows and all the way around your nose. I love to contour my nose because I put so much concealer on. If I take a picture, I look like I have no nose. I put so much whiteness there, I kind of took away those shadows that create your nose, so I have to contour. It's definitely not a necessary step, but one that I love to do. Next, using my 2 favorite blushes, MAC Peaches and MAC Spring Sheen, I am applying that over the top of my contour, starting at the apples of your cheeks and working your way back. So smile, apply it to that apple, and then blend it back. A lot of people keep their blush just on the apples of their cheeks, but this is really going to emphasize that contour if you drag it back towards the top of your ear. So that was MAC Peaches. It's a little bit more matte, and then this is MAC Spring Sheen. It has a little bit more of a shimmer to it, and these 2 blushes together are my holy grail, because they are pretty natural looking, yet have just the right amount of glam. Then to set everything, I'm using Urban Decay De-Slick Powder. I am an oily mess. I have tried every single anti-oil powder there is, and this one is by far the best. Then for a highlight, I'm using MAC Soft and Gentle. Highlight definitely isn't necessary, but it is a fun step, especially in the winter months, to help you look a little bit more alive and fresh. Then for the lips, I'm keeping it neutral with the Rimmel London Exaggerate Lip Liner in the color Enchantment and East End Snob. These are gorgeous. I know this has nothing to do with lip liners, but I wanted to show you how I use those because it is my new favorite way to wear my lips. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know highlighting and contouring can sound intimidating, but I promise you with a little bit of practice, it becomes really easy and makes a huge difference on your face. Take it from a girl like me who has no cheekbones. It can completely change the way you look in a picture and help you feel more confident. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so excited to be back. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. I literally have a big old black thing right in the middle of my teeth. Did you get it? No. Fold your arms. Fold your arms. Say a prayer. Good job. Say amen. Good job. Yay. What does a cow say? Moo. Can you say nana? Nana. Can you say ball? Ball. Ball. Can you say mama? Mama. Can you say dada? Daddy. Daddy? Yeah, there's Ruby right there. Call her. Say